Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to witness the appointment of successful nominees to various high responsibility positions within the National Executive. I commend each of you for stepping forward to serve the nation at the highest levels of government, and I congratulate all of you on your successful navigating rigorous vetting process and securing parliamentary approval. I must emphasize, if you are not already aware, that the real test begins today. You can only afford a brief pause before plunging into the deep end of public affairs, where scrutiny is rigorous, relentless, and unforgiving. I trust you possess the knowledge, experience, and resilience, not only to endure the demands of your new roles, but to serve the people of Kenya with diligence, loyalty, integrity, and compassion. I am confident that you understand this context better than most, not only because you experienced it during vetting, but also because you made the significant life and career decision to join government at a time when public expectations are exceptionally high. Every day, we face numerous diverse and forceful allegations, accusations, and demands. We must take them seriously, always remembering that as the executive, we are the trustees of the people and ultimately accountable for the use of public authority and public resources. The people are highly conscious that only by efficiently providing services to every citizen in every part of Kenya and managing each sector to enable workers and entrepreneurs to seize opportunities will we recover lost ground and achieve the prosperity we all aspire to. Expectations have never been higher, and failure is not an option. Our only valid response to criticism and demands is to perform our duties in a manner that increases public confidence in government. You are joining the executive at a defining midpoint, a moment that calls for greater effort and deeper commitment to achieving a national transformation that leaves nobody behind. You have been called to serve, not for personal gain, but to contribute to a team working to consolidate our progress and accelerate the implementation of our bold transformation agenda. This mission demands focus, diligence, professionalism, accountability, and tireless dedication. I say that in the context that this morning I have just referred back to Parliament the conflict of interest law or bill. And tireless accountability with the seriousness it deserves. I expect both houses of Parliament to exercise leadership in making sure that we get a piece of law that will help us manage and eliminate eventually matters corruption that in many cases come as a result of conflict of interest for public officials who serve not the public but their interest. Our collective mission is clear: to turbocharge our economy, create opportunities, beginning with jobs for the youth, deliver universal health care, reform agriculture, expand affordable housing, fix education, improve infrastructure, ensure access to clean water and electricity, and to do all this with unprecedented speed and scale. I say so because today here I welcome the men and women, young and seasoned, to public service. The balance between the energy, innovation, creativity of young people and the seasoned leaders who come with immense experience into this space is a good combination to energize this administration at this midpoint. And it is because there are three things that are fundamental. One, because of the provisions and the imperative of the Constitution to make sure that to the extent possible we must be inclusive. It is the only way that we can harness the talent, the energy, the ideas, and the contribution of as many of us as possible in making Kenya the country we want it to be. And that is why I have engaged in ensuring that we have a broad-based government that carries as many of us as possible. And let me say this for the record, that this broad-based administration, in my opinion, is what we need to make sure that we can take head on the things that we have always wanted to do as a nation, that no one side can do it on their own. We have always known that we need to reform our education, and we need to make sure that we have an education system that is fit for purpose. But we haven't been able to tell ourselves the truth about the cost of our education. And we have always pretended that we can do everything for everybody, even those who can afford to do things for themselves. I'm very happy that we have made now decisions to make sure that our education is properly aligned. We have corrected the differences that we had in our CBC curriculum. We have mastered the resources to hire more teachers, and we have rolled out a funding model that supports our education institutions and ensures that children from poor backgrounds are supported adequately. I expect, going into the future, with our new team, that we will refine and make sure that no child in Kenya is left behind. We have always known what we wanted to do in agriculture, but we haven't mastered the courage to take head on the cartels. I'm very happy that today we have registered almost 6 million farmers to deal with the fraud that was in the fertilizer distribution program. Today, fertilizer is distributed on a forger system, on a digital platform that identifies every farmer to their farms. And as a result, we have greater productivity of maize, of wheat, of sugar, of tea, of coffee. And I am very proud that today we are reporting more earnings for tea, better prices for coffee. In the next couple of weeks, we will have completed the reform of the sugar sector that will make it possible for our sugar sector to pay farmers on time, pay workers on time, and for the very first time, pay bonus to sugarcane farmers. That transformation in our agricultural sector is not only urgent, it's not only necessary, but we need to accelerate. And that is why the new team that is coming on board will help us turbocharge this process. I must also say, as a nation, we have always known that we have 7 million of our members of our communities living in squalor, in indecent, in hygienic neighborhoods as slums. In fact, we have statistics of 1,400 slums across Kenya. And we have always known that we needed to run a program on housing. In fact, we have had it in manifestos of all parties. Even in the last election, it was both in the manifesto of Kenya Kwanza, it was also in the manifesto of Azimio. But when the rubber meets the road, everybody wants to have excuses. I am very happy that together we have now rolled out our housing program. We have close to 160,000 houses being constructed around Kenya. In fact, I'm very proud that you go to any big town today. I was in Mandera, I was in Wajir, I was in Garissa, in Mombasa, in Nairobi, in Kisumu, in Eldoret. The largest single housing estate in all our towns today, including Nyeri, is affordable housing programs. As a result of the same program, 200 and almost 50 markets are being constructed around Kenya of the 400 that are planned. Real markets that are being constructed. We've just advertised for hostels for our students in TVETs, in Kenya Medical Training Centers, and in our universities. It's possibly going to be one of the largest infrastructure programs that Kenya has undertaken. You know how difficult that decision was. And it cannot be carried to the end with only one side of the political divide. We need to carry as many Kenyans on board as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know as a nation that we have run a healthcare program that supports the majority in a very small way and the minority in a very big way. We have talked about universal health coverage. Ngilu tried, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o tried, the Jubilee administration, we tried. But I want to tell you, this is the moment. This is the administration. This broad-based government is the one that is going to deliver on universal health coverage. And I am very proud of the progress that we are making. The last time we had the highest registration in health insurance was about 7-8 million. That was the highest ever. Under this program, we now have 21 million Kenyans. And you know what? On my dashboard here, every day, between 45 and 50,000 Kenyans register voluntarily, because many Kenyans have begun to experience that it is working. From just testimonies of friends, relatives, village mates, workmates, people are beginning to know that 80% of Kenyans who have never had a health insurance, today they have a chance to have a health insurance under this program. And let me tell you, the people who are registering are not those of us who have a job and a salary and a pay slip. The 50,000 Kenyans who are registering every day are the people out there, the boda boda guys, the mamamboga guys, and all the other people. They have realized that this program carries everybody on board. And I was looking at the payment. Close to 20,000 people every day go through the means testing program. And they pay at the end for health insurance. We made a commitment that those who have no means to pay, the indigents, we are going to pay for them as the government of Kenya. But we're going to make sure that those who can afford the least will pay from 300 to what I pay as president, in the thousands, and everybody in between. I am very confident that going into the future, no Kenyan will be forced to sell their property to meet medical expenses. And that is the nation we all want to live in. But it's going to take more than one person or one side or one party. It's going to take the collective effort of as many Kenyans as are willing to be part of this enterprise. And I want to say this is the coming together of the willing. There is nobody who will be forced to be part of this transformation. It is the coming together of the willing, not to serve parochial, narrow, personal interests of leaders or individuals or parties, to serve the greater interest of the people of Kenya. It is the people of Kenya who want food on their table. And that is why transforming agriculture is important to all of us. It is the people of Kenya who want an affordable, accessible healthcare program that leaves nobody behind. It is the people of Kenya who want decent dwellings. And it is the people of Kenya who want us to create more jobs for the millions of young people who leave school and college every year. So, I want to welcome our new team members into this grand program of taking Kenya to the next level. And you know what? I will be leading from the front. Yes, I will be leading from the front. Because I have made a conscious decision that the difficult decisions this nation has always wanted to make and have not been made because of political expediency, I will make those decisions and pay the price if there is any to be paid. That's what it is. It is not always that somebody from not a very robust background from me becomes president. So, yes. And we are going to change this country. Believe you me, we are going to change this nation. Because that is what is required of us. And we must stay focused. We must stay focused. There are so many noises, but we must keep our eyes on the ball. Do not be distracted. You know? And I like making reference to the building of the wall in Jeremiah had been assigned. Nehemiah, sorry, had been assigned. And there were so many characters, noises. There was some character there called Sanballat. There was another one called Tobias. They were in the social media saying, oh, you know, this thing will never happen. These people are useless. All they are telling us is lies. In fact, if a fox steps on this wall, it will collapse. There were so many stories. But the wall was built. So, I want to ask all of you, as members of this team, that let us focus on the transformation of Kenya. This is the time to do the things that Kenya has always wanted to do, so that we can stop talking about the potential of Kenya. We can unlock that potential and make it possibilities, opportunities, and take the country to the next level. So, I want to encourage you this morning and to ask all of us to come on board and take this country to the next level. You are now part of a broad-based government of loyal public servants united to deliver progress that will be remembered for generations. Your vision and mission must therefore transcend regional, gender, religious, and cultural distinctions and serve all in accordance with the solemn oath you have taken. Without fear, favor, malice, or ill will, every citizen must feel represented, heard, and served. To drive this inclusive transformation, and after due consultations, I have restructured government departments to align their mandates with emerging opportunities and to effectively meet the urgent challenges of our time. The expectation is clear. We are one cohesive team. While you will serve in different ministries, you are all part of a coordinated government working together to deliver results to the people of Kenya. Our approach will be unified, collaborative, and focused on outcomes. ensuring that government as a whole is more effective, more efficient than the sum of its parts. Going forward, note this, there is only one path to success in public service: through integrity, diligence, and patriotic service. Conversely, shortest way to failure is through indolence, apathy, theft, corruption, negligence, tribalism, and inability to work in a team. I am confident that the team that I have carefully selected and that has been approved by Parliament is going to serve with the integrity that is expected of you, the professionalism that will give us results, and the cohesion that will make our team succeed as one. On behalf of the people of Kenya, I invite you to bring your education, your experience, your knowledge, insight, integrity, and patriotism to bear in making this government more responsive, effective, and transformative. It is my prayer that the Almighty God will grant you the wisdom, motivation, vision, and character to serve effectively. I thank you very much, and I want to thank also members of your families who have come here. And I know very well that with their support, we will have a great team. Thank you very much. God bless you. And welcome to this team. Asanteni sana. And happy Easter to all of you.
All right. Thank you, Excellency. One more round of applause for His Excellency. With your permission, we then will wind up with the national anthem. So if there are any that are seated, please let